So let's get a little more into a depth of the dashboard. Okay. Um, so again, I'm going to go to our website. In this case, if you remember, we picked the Hawaii DOT region, and it shows that both the gauges are working properly. The level is in green. In case of Waimea, the level is going down. In case of Lohahai, it is constant. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Waimea again. Mm, By default, it gives me about 3 weeks of data, and I can change those settings. So we discussed those in the previous section. In this section, we'll get into a little bit more details of the various other things that you can do. So the first thing I wanted to show you was that you can also view a tabular version of the data. In this case, if you're more comfortable, you can see that this is in this case, this device is taking a sample of every 15 minutes, and the bold lines shows when the data was transmitted. The not bold, the normal font one, it shows you just when the gauge was reading was taken, but the data was not transmitted until 7 p.m. So you can see there is a cadence of about half an hour upload from this device, but the sample rate is 15 minutes. The next column shows you the level of the current level of the water in that location. Again, if you look at, there's a reference point, and below the water, and that from that reference point, we're talking about 3.28 feet. Again, this I've picked feet. You can also enable the metric system instead, and these readings will be shown in meters. Okay. Now these three L1, L2, L3 columns, these are this is the raw data from the sensor. It just means the water is about 20.5 feet from the sensor. Once we get that data, we subtract the average of these three. It just takes these three readings about a second apart, and it will take the average of these readings and subtract it from a ground reference level to obtain the level. We can get into more discussion on it in a later video, but anyhow, it's a pretty simple process by which we take three samples of the level, and then convert it, take the average of it and convert that into the stage, the level of water in that location. In addition to that, there are various other options. We'll go into those details later, but I wanted to bring forth the setting screen. So in the setting screens, this is where you would, these are all the settings that the administrator, the owner of this gauge has access to. They can name it whatever they want. They can specify what time zone the device is in, what's, for example, the nearest tidal, USGS tidal station next to it. In addition to that, there are some other configuration. Like I mentioned, this is where you set the reference level of the device, and then also the sea level of the device. This is um, the and if you remember, this was the threshold that the user has also defined, so you can enable those. In addition to that, this is also where you would specify where it is located, this device. And so once the user, the owner of the cage does that, they can click on the save button and it will take them back to the main screen where they can view the data.